Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to understand something very important, the anatomy of an AI agent. When people hear the word AI agent, they often think it's just another chatbot. But an AI agent is much more than that. An AI agent is like a digital worker. It can understand a goal, think about it, take actions, and finally deliver results. Just like the human body has organs like the brain, memory, hands, and decision making ability, an AI agent also has its own internal structure. In this session, we are not going to write any code. We will focus only on architecture, how an AI agent is built, how it thinks, and how it acts. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what makes an AI agent different, powerful, and practical. So, what exactly is an AI agent? In simple words, an AI agent is a combination of brain, memory, tools, and decision logic. The brain is responsible for thinking, whereas the memory helps it remember things, and the tools allow it to interact with the real world, and the decision logic helps it decide what to do next. An AI agent is not just a chatbot. A chatbot usually answers one question and stops, but an AI agent can think, decide, and act. It doesn't just respond to inputs, it works toward a goal. For example, if you say, "Help me schedule a meeting," a chatbot might just explain how meetings are scheduled, but an AI agent will actually go and do the work. This ability to understand a goal and execute steps is what makes an AI agent special. Let's understand this with a very simple example. A chatbot answers a question. You ask something, it replies, and that's it. Now let's look at an AI agent. When you ask a question, the AI agent first reads and understands the question. Then it searches for data, maybe from documents, databases, or the internet. If needed, it calls APIs or external systems. Based on the results, it decides the next steps. Finally, it gives you a complete and meaningful output. So, the key difference is a chatbot responds, but an AI agent acts. Now, let's break down the core components of an AI agent. The first component is the LLM, also called the brain. This is where thinking happens. The second component is memory. Memory stores conversation history, facts, and important data. The third component is tools. These can be APIs, databases, calculators, or any external service. The fourth component is the planner. The planner decides what action should be taken next. And finally, we have the environment. This is where the agent operates, like cloud platforms, applications, or workflows. All AI agents are built using these same building blocks. The most important part of an AI agent is the LLM. Think of the LLM as the reasoning engine. It understands instructions written in natural language. It breaks complex problems into smaller steps, and it decides which action should be taken next. Without the LLM, an AI agent cannot think. It would just be an automation. With the LLM, the agent becomes intelligent. Okay, now let's look at a simple example. For example, let's say a user says, "Create a project plan." The LLM doesn't immediately generate output. First, it decides to ask for requirements like what's the timeline, what's the team size, and what are the goals. Then it creates a structure like phases, tasks and milestones. And finally, it generates the output. This shows how the LLM thinks before it responds. Now, let's talk about short-term memory and long-term memory. Memory is what gives continuity to an AI agent. Short-term memory is the context window. It remembers recent conversations and steps. Long-term memory is stored in databases or vector stores. This memory helps the agent stay consistent. For example, it remembers user preferences, stores previous steps, and avoids asking the same question again. Without memory, every interaction feels like a fresh start. With memory, the agent feels intelligent and human like. Tools are the hands of an AI agent. Tools allow the agent to interact with the real world. These can be APIs, databases, or functions. For example, a tool to search the internet, a tool to query a database, or a tool to send an email. All are these are the examples of tools. The LLM decides when and which tool to use. This is where AI moves from talking to doing real work. The planner or controller is like a manager. It controls the overall flow of the agent. It decides the next step after every action. The agent follows a loop like think, act, and observe the result and then repeat. This is the flow or the loop which is keep on iterating. This loop continues until the goal is achieved. This is what makes agents autonomous. Now, let's put everything together. The user gives an input, the LLM understands it, the planner decides the steps, tools are called, results are generated, memory is updated, and finally, the agent gives a response. This entire flow happens automatically. This is the complete anatomy of an AI agent. Let's take one final example and go through the architecture, how it works by looking at an example like booking a meeting. For example, the user says, book a meeting. The agent checks the calendar, finds an available slot, sends an invite, and confirms with the user. No manual work, no step-by-step instructions needed. This is the real power of an AI agent. To summarize, AI agents are not just chatbots. They are intelligent systems that can think, decide, and act. Understanding this architecture is the foundation for working with AgentKit and modern AI systems. In the next videos, we will go deeper into AgentKit internals and real-world use cases. Thanks for watching.